What's up guys, this is RoySlapped and I'm here with a brand new video. So basically I am making this video because I've been getting a lot of responses saying that this server is not the real 2v2t. They're saying because of teleportation, spawn protection, homes, a bunch of stuff that this is a fake server and it's not the real 2v2t. And what I'm going to say to that is, you're right, this isn't the real 2v2t. So I am here at the first spawn. So when I actually joined this server, this is where players would spawn. And at the time, there was no spawn protection, and you also, when you logged out, you would actually log back in at the same exact spot where you logged out at. So it's a lot different than how it is now. And pretty much this was vanilla Minecraft when it first started out. Flying was allowed. There was no spawn protection, no shop, no teleportation, no friends. The only thing that was different was there was kits that you could buy. So you could like buy kits and you would get like a certain amount of items, like 20 bones, 20 gapples, something like that. It was actually pretty OP. But when I first started playing, there was probably about like 2 or 3 people on the server at a time. There wasn't really too many people playing, and there wasn't too many problems. It was all good, and everybody was trying to be a vet. Everybody was like, everybody wanted to be a vet. It was crazy, and everybody was trying to get all their bases situated and set up. I was trying to make a base for myself. It was about 2,000 blocks out or something, and I ran into the first problem of a vanilla Pocket Edition version of Minecraft. And that problem is there are a ton of items that you cannot access in the game without creative mode, or there's just so many items that you can't get. I was trying to make like an enchanting table and I couldn't get books because I had no leather, because the cows didn't drop leather. And you couldn't get things like a bow, you couldn't get arrows, TNT, there was tons of things you couldn't get. So that was a problem that we first had, but we kind of just ignored it and went around with our business and just played with what we have. Once I became more situated on the server, I decided that I should probably make a base. So I went about 2,000 blocks out, and it was the furthest anyone had gone at the time to make a base. So my base was actually the furthest out, and 2,000 blocks isn't that much, so it was kind of funny, but there really wasn't that many players on at the time, like I said. So I came to this spot, and I started mining. I started making a base, and it was all cool. It took me about 2 days to build the base, and it was a really cool base for the time. It was actually the biggest base of the time, and it was really nice. Within like 2 days, I ran into my next problem. There was a guy named Napkin of Truth, and he was a teleport hacker. And he was basically logging into people's accounts just to get the cords. Like, he could log into their account, and wherever they logged out at, they would see the cords, so he would be able to get the base cords. He came and he raided my base. I lost everything I had, and I actually almost quit at that time because I had tons of stuff, and I put a lot of time in to this base, and I was just pissed off, you know? And I can tell you that a lot of people were getting raided, and a lot of people were actually quitting at the time because there was nothing you can do about it. So after my base was raided by Napkin, I was pretty devastated. I was really pissed because I lost a lot of items, and all that hard work went to nothing, you know? And at the time I was talking to Zed Storm. He was the leader of the vets, and his base was also being raided by a bunch of people that wanted to be on the vets. So I actually came, I helped him kill some people, and then we decided to go start on another base that was so far out that nobody would be able to find it, that nobody would be able to walk to it, and it was actually only 4K out, so that was kind of funny. But that was actually the base that I made my first video on, so you can check that out if you want to. The only problem was about 2 days after we finished the base, someone logged into one of our accounts and they got the cords. So people found out the cords, and Napkin actually was the person who did it, and he teleported there and he raided it. So we decided to blow up the base. We went and we started a new one. Not even 6 hours later, people found out the cords to that base because of the same reason. Anyone could log into your account and see where your cords were. So we were actually all really pissed off, and a lot of people were getting raided, so there were so many complaints that L, the owner of the server, decided to do something about it. So at the time, the only way to fix that problem and to make everybody happy was to make it so when you logged out, when you logged back in, you would log in at spawn. This made it so that people can't log into your account and see where your base is at, and it made it a lot more safer for players. And basically another problem arose with that. There was only one spot that you could set spawn at, so that's the one spot everybody would log in at. And basically anybody can just put lava there, and it would kill any player trying to log in. So that is why there's spawn protection, and you can't attack players at spawn, and you can't break blocks. That is why. So after that, we just decided to make a nice looking spawn, you know. It wasn't going to be exactly like 2B2T, so we just decided to go for it. And we made shops there, so players can get items that weren't on the server, you know. There's a lot of items that are really cool, but without the shops, there's no way people can get it, so there's no way people can enjoy them. So that's basically why we have the spawn there, is so players won't get hacked into and base cords won't get leaked, and so people can have items that they can't normally have on a Pocket Edition server. It's not because we want to make a PE or make a 2B2T fake with all this stuff. It's so we can help people. Oh my goodness, what was that? But this was just all to help other players. If Pocket Edition didn't have so many things taken out that aren't that are on the PC version, then all that wouldn't be there. I can tell you it wasn't there at first, and it made the server a lot better that it is there now. So before you guys get all mad, because a lot of people do get really mad when this comes up, it's there to help the players. It's there to make the players happy, and it was pretty much there so players didn't quit, because in the very beginning we only had like 3 players on. A couple people would come on a day, and everybody was getting their bases raided, so everybody was quitting. Nobody wanted to play. It wasn't a fun game at all. So all that's there to help you guys. That's basically why that's there. Another thing I want to talk about is why the bans are there. So there actually are bannable offenses. Things like flying, that's bannable. God mode is bannable. Spam is one that's bannable that some people don't understand, but there's a good reason for that too, and I'm going to go through all of it. When the server first started, players were actually allowed to fly. It wasn't against the rules, and a lot of people did it. A few things about flying just weren't right though. Like when players would fly too high and touch the floor, it would automatically kill them. So there was a lot of people complaining about how they die every time they fly. And just things like it's not in the actual PC version of the game, which is one reason why we don't want it in the game. And it's just really OP for finding bases, you know. If you can fly around everywhere, then it's too easy to find other players' bases. Or that's a couple reasons why that is bannable. I don't know why I can't talk tonight. God mode is bannable because it's too OP. The game wouldn't be fun if everybody went around and nobody was able to die. And there's no way to really take that off of the server, so that's why it's bannable. The thing I really want to talk about is why spamming is bannable. In the Pocket version edition of the game, the chat will take up the entire screen. So any players who start spamming, it gets really annoying and you can't see your screen at all. So if we just had people able to spam the entire day, you know, like nobody would be able to see their screen, everybody would be pissed off, and it just wouldn't be fun. So that's actually why that's bannable. There's other things that are bannable, like logging into other players' accounts, and that just goes back to earlier where people were taking cords because of logging into people's accounts. And actually there was a glitch recently where players can go into people's accounts and drop their items, so that's another reason why it's bannable. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to go over. But I really just wanted to let everybody know why these things are in place, because I do get a lot of people who are really pissed off saying, this isn't the real 2v2t, blah blah blah, like, you need to take your server down. And we get it, this is not the real 2v2t, this is a Pocket Edition version, this is nothing like the PC, it's completely different, and that is why things are like that. So we don't want to make people mad that this isn't the same 2v2t. We just want to have a server where players can kind of get the experience on Pocket Edition and have fun at the same time, you know. If I'm telling you, if this was completely vanilla, no plugins, no nothing, then you guys would not be having a good time on the server. So with that, I'm just going to end the video, and I can't this is a stupid door. I'm going to end the video, guys, and I hope you guys have a good night. So take it easy, and hope to see you soon, guys.